Who are the best free agents still on the board at each position? And where are they going to sign? Well, you're here. We're going to get into that in this one. We're going to go through all of the best remaining free agents where I believe they will sign. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. We have our comment goal, and we're going to play a game today. This is a one-take challenge. I'm not allowed to start over if I screw up. And you guys are going to have some reward here. Every screw up that I make along the way, keep track of it, keep track of the time. You don't have to have the exact second, but keep track of the time, keep track of the number of screw ups. Comment down below because the winner is going to get this Nolan Ryan Project 2020 limited card. I'm going to send it to the winner. Everybody that comments with the number of screw-ups and the timestamp. So just 1 at 3 minutes, 2 at 11 minutes. Comment that down below. You will be entered into a drawing for this card. So we're going to make it fun because this is probably going to be about a 25, 30-minute video. I want you guys to hang tight. I want you to have a reward for that. And you can see if I screw up along the way. So we're going to get in all that. Oh, and the other caveat, this video has to reach 25,000 views to lock in the giveaway. So let's help this thing grow. You guys could win a card when I screw up. So back to the content. Make sure to hit that like if you haven't. We have a 100 like premiere goal and an overall like goal of 1,000. If you enjoy your time here, make sure to hit the like. I can almost guarantee you I can feel it coming. I have a screw up coming in the first couple of slides here. Let's get started. Where do we think everybody's going to go? First off, let's start with the catcher position, and we're going to start with Gary Sanchez. Easily the best catcher still available. An OPS plus of 113 last year. And defensively, pop time, framing, caught stealing above average. I love where we're going with Gary Sanchez. I understand his blocking is not great, but if you're doing that behind the dish with today's game, with base running, with runners as aggressive as they are, I love it. We're going to have to just deal with the fact that he's going to be a low 200s hitter, but if he's giving you 20 homers, if he's giving you that from a defensive perspective, Gary Sanchez isn't going to hurt the team. And Gary Sanchez is the best catcher available at this point. Surprised we haven't heard more about Gary. I got 3. Final 3 for Gary Sanchez. I could see Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh could sign him if he takes a 1-year deal. Go 1 year, flip him and trade him at the deadline. They're getting good at that. The Texas Rangers. Mitch Garver's gone, but do the Rangers have the money? And the San Diego Padres are my other third team here. Padres do have a little bit of money to play with, and they still need to improve the club. Gary Sanchez would do that. So where am I going to go with Gary? Give me San Diego. Give me a reunion. Maybe it's a 1-year deal, 2-year deal, $5 to $10 million. The team can afford that. He could go back to a place where he was obviously comfortable and succeed. Let's go to first base. First base is next, and it's Rhys Hoskins, easily the best first baseman available. Did not play in the 2023 season. He is not going to give you an excellent first base defensively, but with the bat, what he can do. Look at the walk rate, too. Did you realize that his last season that he played, so this would be going back 2 years, 80th percentile walk rate. Love that. There's teams that need Rhys Hoskins. Cubs could be a team. Giants could be a team. Seattle could be a team. All could use a first baseman. Now, San Francisco, I do think defense needs to be a priority, but Hoskins, first base, look, I'll take it. Seattle, do they have the money? The Cubs, seems like a perfect fit, especially if they don't bring back Bellinger. Maybe they have to choose, the Cubs. Do we want to go all in, marry Cody Bellinger, or do we want to run back the Cody Bellinger script with Rhys Hoskins? I think he's going to end up with the Cubs, and the Cubs could find a way to bring both Belly and Hoskins on board. We're going to have our first screw up in a second here because I already have to. Let's continue. There's one. I think the Cubs are a great spot here. What he could bring offensively. We have to take this lineup to a spot where 1 through 7, 1 through 8, that to me feels like the trend. 1 through 8, can you bang? Hoskins on the Cubs? They could. let's go to the second base spots, and we're going to go to Whit Merrifield. I think Whit is the best. Now, you can move him all over, but I think Whit is one of the best available. Taking a look at his numbers, the bat is not great, but he does have some elements that you like. A good whiff rate, swing and miss, a good strikeout rate, hitting the ball on the sweet spot. So though he doesn't barrel it up a lot, he does make good contact. Base running in today's game, again, I'm putting catcher with pop time. I'm elevating that category. I'm elevating your base running with the game today, the way it is, how you can impact. So I like Whit Merrifield. I think he's the best second baseman available. Remember, he was an all-star last year, too, for the Toronto Blue Jays. So he's still got something left. Where are we going? 3 teams, Seattle, Atlanta, and San Diego are my 3. San Diego could use him to bolster, to raise the floor. Seattle, maybe this is an affordable option. Atlanta, I look at Atlanta. They have some roster spots available, and they could use some versatility and depth. Therefore, I'm going to Braves. I think Whit Merrifield will be a terrific addition. Again, the fact you can have him in the infield, you can have him in the outfield, you can move him to left, you can move him to right, you can have him play second if Ozzie gets hurt. You can put him all over the place, and they need that kind of versatility. And he's just, a gamer seems too cliche, but the dude is a professional, and he's there to win. I like Whit Merrifield. Let's go to third base. Third base is Matt Chapman. Another Blue Jay on the market right now. We know the bat's kind of suspect. The glove is elite. Still a Gold Glove third baseman. We saw 17 home runs last year. I don't know if anybody thought it would be that low. Had a ton of doubles. Maybe it was the home park. Nobody knows. But Matt Chapman's in a spot where you are still getting good defense. When he hits the ball hard. The problem is he just swings and misses a lot. You like that the on-base percentage is 90 points higher than the batting average. You're better. If you are better than the league significantly, if you are at a point where you're living at about 100 points or higher with your on-base percentage above your batting average. I mean, it is reflected, 78th percentile in walk rate. He's good defensively. The bat, offense, is he starting to tail off? What are the 3? Not even going to do 3. Doing 2. There's another one. There's my second mess up. 2 teams. There are a couple of guys here that are only going to have 2 because adding a third would just be, I'd just be making up a third team because there really is one. Feels like it's just down to 2 for Matt Chapman. And it really depends on what do these teams do. If the Giants go out there and spend a ton of money on Blake Snell or Jordan Montgomery, do they have money for Chapman? I don't know. How about the Cubs? If the Cubs go get Cody Bellinger, does that make it more or less likely that Matt Chapman would come on board? I'm going to say San Francisco because I believe the San Francisco Giants can prioritize glove over bat with their current situation. Defense was so bad last year. Let's go to shortstop. Try to pick up the pace a little bit here. Tim Anderson is the best shortstop available. You could make an argument for Elvis Andrus if you look at WAR, but I believe based on what this man can do in 2024, Tim Anderson is the best shortstop, and he should be motivated. Terrible year last year. Look at that. Worst year of his career. So he's going to have to probably take a 1-year deal somewhere and prove it. Where are 3 teams I can see Tim Anderson? I can see Miami, Kansas City, and Washington. Yeah, the elites of the elites right now. But I think this is a guy that you sign him and he can raise the floor, maybe have a high ceiling, also be a piece that you're giving him a chance because that's what he's looking for right now. He's looking for a chance and then spin him off at the deadline. I'm going to go Miami for Tim Anderson. Of all of the teams out there, all 30 teams, Miami makes the most sense. They have a spot for him. He could get a regular playing time. That would be a great spot, and he should not cost a ton of money. That would be great for Miami. Let's get to left fields. Left field, Tommy Pham. You may be wondering, again, depending on if you're on MLB.com and you're looking at positional rankings, there's some other players here. You could go Jock Peterson. We're going to go Tommy Pham because Tommy Pham actually plays in the outfield. Jock Peterson is really just a DH. It will be a DH wherever he signs in 2024. So we're going to go Tommy Pham here. Looking at his metrics, age means nothing. Tommy Pham is still doing his thing. Tommy Pham is still got a strong arm in the outfield. Tommy Pham is still hitting the ball hard. Tommy Pham isn't chasing out of the zone. Tommy Pham is giving you good baseball. Where are we going to put him? Seattle feels like it could be an option. Again, we're looking for another outfielder there. We're looking for somebody that's not going to cost a ton of money. The Dodgers are another opportunity here. Just to add to that outfield, I do believe Chris Taylor can't be the starting left fielder. Tommy Pham would be a nice addition. And if the Dodgers do get to a point where they don't want to have to hand out mega salaries, then Tommy Pham could be an option. And here's the Nats again. I believe the Washington Nationals have a chance to be competitive, so they may scoop up guys like Tim Anderson and Tommy Pham. And again, deal them at the deadline. Where are we going to go? Give me Seattle. Seattle has too many holes to leave open. And Tommy Pham feels like a nice piece to add to that lineup, gives them some length to that lineup, which they need right now. Let's go to center field. Center field. It's Cody Bellinger. Cody can also play first. Played a lot of first for the Cubs, but we're going to have him in the prime position, center field. Phenomenal year last year, right? Bouncing back, coming back off of what looked like the end of his career. Looked like we had watched the final chapters. This was the end of Cody Bellinger. No, sir. Cody Bellinger bounces back with the Chicago Cubs. Here's another spot. We're only going to go two. It's Blue Jays or Cubs. Blue Jays already have basically said that they feel good with what they've got. They could add one player. Is that one player Cody Bellinger? From a financial perspective, what Mark Shapiro said at the beginning of the offseason to Ross Atkins' comments yesterday at his press conference, I can't believe the Blue Jays would be a serious contender here. Give me the Chicago Cubs. I feel like it is the Cubs for Cody Bellinger, which is bad for Cody Bellinger and Scott Boras as they're trying to build a market, but it would be for his career, for 2024 and beyond, would be the best thing for Cody Bellinger. Right field is next. Teoscar Hernandez is the best right fielder available. The problem is, Teoscar Hernandez, I don't think he ever imagined reaching this point in his career and finding a limited number of suitors, years and dollars, not where he expected it to be, because he went to Seattle and struck out more than he's ever struck out in his life. And yeah, there was some power, but it came in spurts, which it always has, but he didn't even get to 30 home runs. He struck out a ton, didn't draw walks, 26 home runs, and an OPS plus barely above league average. So Teoscar Hernandez really didn't do anything to help his case this offseason, but he's still a good bat. And I wonder, look at all of Seattle's hitters. They're striking out a ton. If he goes somewhere else, do the strikeout numbers come down? Is it just the philosophy to close your eyes, grip it, and rip it in Seattle? 3 teams for Teoscar Hernandez. We've heard Boston link. Boston makes sense. The Angels are going to spend money. The Angels, in Jeff Passan's article, he's talking about Cody Bellinger. He's talking about Blake Snell. He's talking about all these top prime free agents that could link up with the Angels. I don't think the Angels are going to get those guys, though. I think the Angels could land somebody like Teoscar. And then there's the Rockies. Yeah. Do the Rockies have another surprise signing in them? Can Teoscar go to Colorado? Colorado offers him the most money. They have a spot for him in the position ranking right now. Give me Teoscar Hernandez as a surprise signing with the Colorado Rockies. Goes to Colorado, starts hitting 40 bombs a year. Designated hitter. This is the first position we're going to deviate off of just one because there are 3 that I want to talk about. First is JD Martinez. JD Martinez was phenomenal last year. He is the best hitter available. I'll even say over Cody Bellinger. For 2024, who do I think has a better year with the bat? Cody Bellinger or JD Martinez? I think JD Martinez has I think there's a better chance JD gets to 30 home runs. I think there's a better chance of repeating that batting average. I think that OPS plus 134 plus. I think there's a chance that JD actually has a better year. Now, when you're comparing the two, obviously one's a DH, one is versatile in the field, one is younger, one is older, one is going to be a 5 or 6 year deal. This is probably going to be a 1 year deal with another option. But I think JD Martinez is a phenomenal bat to go and get. So where are we going? Diamondbacks, Blue Jays, Mariners all make sense from a need perspective. But Seattle's got a money thing. The Blue Jays just don't really have a money thing, but feel like they're done spending big money. So give me the Arizona Diamondbacks. I think Arizona, they see what the Dodgers are doing. They know the Giants are going to be aggressive. The Padres are going to be aggressive. They need to continue that 2024, make a run. Go for it. Get back to the World Series. Just stack the team best you can. JD Martinez takes the Diamondbacks lineup to a spot where they bang 1 through 8. When you put JD Martinez in that lineup, sick, scary lineup. And that's what you're going to need when you're going up against the Dodgers in that division. Second DH is Jorge Soler. Jorge Soler coming off a fantastic season last year. We'll look at all the red. Look at that red. The batting run value, 67th percentile. He still swung and missed a lot. He still struck out a lot, but he countered that by walking a lot as well. The 341 batting, the 341 on base on top of the 250 batting. That's number 3, by the way. So you've got a player here that's been up and down. We've seen this, but we've also seen the blue. So what's he going to be is the question that the front office for your team has to ask themselves. He could be a guy that hits 35 plus home runs again with a 128 OPS plus and has an on-base percentage nearly 100 points above the batting average. That's phenomenal stuff. But he could also go the other way. I think the power numbers are safe, so whoever gets them is getting a thumper. Who's it going to be, though? Here are the Blue Jays and the Mariners again, and the Angels. I'm talking about the Angels. I think they're going to get 1 or 2 of these guys. They're not going to get the cream of the crop, but they're going to make an impact. Blue Jays and Mariners, yes, they are a fit. If they can find some money somehow, they can swoop in. But until we hear anything different, I'm going to say the Angels would be the team out of this trio. One more DH, Justin Turner. I know I'm not going to get to Jock Peterson, but those of you paying attention here at the 1646 mark know Jock Peterson, Blue Jays. That's my pick. Here we go, Justin Turner, though. I thought that we would see a decrease in Justin Turner's production last year, and I couldn't have been more wrong. We saw another solid year out of him. 23 homers, an OPS plus of 114. Guy that doesn't swing and miss a ton. Guy that doesn't strike out a ton. Hits the ball hard, doesn't chase. Great stuff from Justin Turner. We're at a point now where you can't expect him to play much third base. He can maybe slot in here and there, but don't expect him to give you much third base. You could put him at first. Going to be a DH, though. DH more than anything else, so that's what you have to have open. 3 teams that have that open. Cleveland, Toronto, and Seattle again. This becomes a little bit more realistic for Toronto and Seattle because of the fact that JD's going to be 20. Soler's probably going to be 20. They're going to be multi-year deals. Soler's going to be multi-year. JD might be 1 with an option. Justin Turner's probably another 1 with an option, but Justin Turner's going to be the more affordable of the 3. Justin Turner feels like a guy that'll slot around 10 to 13 million, and Toronto or Seattle could find that. Cleveland could too. Cleveland needs some pop. 23 home runs for Cleveland, that would be phenomenal. Give me Toronto, though. I just said Jock Peterson, but for that purpose, but give me Toronto as an option for Justin Turner. Maybe the Jock Peterson thing does not happen and the Blue Jays are being used as leverage again for Jock, but give me the Toronto Blue Jays for Justin Turner. I think the Blue Jays love the whiff rate, chase rate, K rate. I think that is valuable. They would love the lefty bat with Jock Peterson, but if they don't get him, let's go Justin Turner. Let's get to some pitching now. First, we're going to SP1s. Yeah, we're going to go through the rotation. If you're enjoying your time here, you don't want this to end in the next 5 minutes because I'm just going to go 1 starter, 1 reliever, and done. Good news for you. We're going to go through the rotations. SP1s. Jordan Montgomery is atop of the rotation arm. We don't need to really dive too much into it. Here's the metrics. Here's the stats to support it. But you remember what happened in October. He was phenomenal. Where's he going to go, though? Texas seems to have a money issue. San Francisco has a city issue. Boston is trying to trade players before they can sign anybody. So, I don't know. I guess Jordan Montgomery will sign in March. Jordan Montgomery, I think, is going to get a deal done. John Heyman believes that the Rangers are still the favorite, so I'm going to go with that. John Heyman did not say, sources tell me that the Rangers are the favorite. He was giving you his opinion based on everything that he knows. He wasn't telling you something that somebody else told him to say. Those are 2 different things. And that is something that needs to be distinguished this offseason because I'm sick of hearing sources say, because basically that is whoever's putting that out there is telling them that an agent told them to say that. And did an agent tell them to say that so that the agent would actually give them the real scoop later on down the road? Conspiracy Jim's coming out. I'm sorry. I'm moving on. Give me the Rangers for Jordan Montgomery. Let's go to Blake Snell next. Blake Snell, your National League Cy Young winner. Why does nobody want him? Look at all that red. Does nobody believe in that there's a repeat going on here? A repeat possible? We had the Angels, we get the Cubs, we get the Giants as my 3 finalists. I do believe the Angels are a real threat here. The Chicago Cubs, that rotation is good, not great. We got to get it to great if we want to win the NL Central. And then you got to do even more if you want to make a playoff run. But let's at least try to get it to great. Could it be the Cubs? San Francisco needs talent. San Francisco needs pitching. A Webb-Snell combo at the top of that rotation looks good to me. Give me San Francisco. Those are the SP1s. Let's go to the SP2 group. Clayton Kershaw. Now, where I'm going to have him, you see we have final 2. Where we're going to have him, he's not going to be an SP2. He will be the 3 or the 4 in that rotation. But I believe Clayton Kershaw, when he's healthy later this summer, is going to give you the comfort that a number 2 gives you. When a number 2 takes them out, you feel good about that game. You feel like a quality start's coming. This guy could shut the other team down. You like your number 2 in the rotation. I think that's what he can give you. We saw what he did last year. Where's the slowdown? 13-5 with a 2.46 ERA, 137 strikeouts in 131 innings, a 1.06 whip. Dude still gets it done. It's going to be between the Dodgers and the Rangers. Ken Rosenthal, you're just giving us garbage talking about the Rangers. It'll be the Dodgers. Give me the Dodgers all day, Ken Rosenthal. Can we stop with some of this? Let's move forward. Dodgers, Kershaw, moving on. SP3 group. Marcus Stroman is a solid number 3 in your rotation, in a winning rotation. With Kansas City or Oakland or Colorado, he's the one. But on a team that is going to make an October push, he's a 3. Marcus Stroman last year had one of his best years. Tailed off towards the end, but before the injury, the first half of the year was phenomenal. He can go on those runs. He'll do that. That's why we have him as a 3. Where are we going to go? Final 3. Orioles, Angels, Rangers. All 3 teams need pitching. The Orioles technically have enough pitching, but they need more top of the rotation guys. 3 2s and 1s. Marcus Stroman would be the 3. Marcus Stroman in that Orioles rotation would be a solid number 3. If you went Bradish, Grayson Rodriguez, Marcus Stroman, things start, then John Means at the 4, and then number 5 is Dean Kramer. Hello. You can see why Baltimore needs to do it, but will they? Angels need pitching, Rangers need pitching, but the Rangers, if they get pitching, I think they will be at the top. Let me go Angels here. I think the Angels need to get some pitching. We have passed on the Angels for Snell and Montgomery and everyone else pretty much to this point from the pitching perspective. Let's go Stroman. Let's get to Shota Imanaga. This decision's coming soon. And by the time you see this may be the first guy that no longer makes sense for this video because by January 11th, he has to have a decision made. We don't have the numbers from last year, but we do have the FanGraphs scouting report. Slider is his best pitch, and he can command all 4 pitches beautifully. 70 out of 80. Beautiful. Give me 3 teams. I don't think any of the American League East teams are any too much of a fly ball pitcher. Dodgers at the back of the rotation? Sure. Just load up. Grab all the Japanese pitchers. The Mets need a pitcher. He would be the number 2 or the number 3 for the Mets. Padres, he would be the number 3 when Darvish and Musgrove are healthy. The Padres need starters. So we got to put him on one of these 3 teams. I'm going to go Mets. Give me the Mets for Imanaga. They need pitching. They need better. The rotation they have isn't going to get it done. The rotation the Mets have right now gives you the feeling that the Mets don't want to compete. Look, and that gets to Pete. The Mets cannot live in a place where they don't think they compete and they don't extend Pete Alonso. So if they're going to run this rotation out there, extend Pete Alonso or go get Imanaga, go get some other pieces, build that rotation up. Let's move on to Mike Clevinger because Clevinger had a nice year last year. I like him in an SP3. Look at the red there. Pitching run value, fastball, breaking, off speed. He's good. Good things from Clevinger last year. Put him on the Dodgers and he would have probably won 18 games. He would have been talking about this guy as a Cy Young candidate. I know only 24 games. I'm exaggerating here, but I like Mike Clevinger. I think he can do good things here. Orioles, Twins, and Padres are my 3 finalists. And you've heard me talk about Orioles and Padres. I'm going to go Twins here, though. Twins need another starting pitcher. The Twins saw Maeda and Sonny Gray leave. They need to replace them. Clevinger should not cost a ton of money. So I think Clevinger's the way to go. The Twins are also dealing with an RSN situation. SP4, we're going to start moving faster because I want this thing done in the next 5 minutes. James Paxton. James Paxton was nice for Boston last year. Not great, but at the back of a rotation, he's good. Scott Boras is his agent. Boras will get him a deal. White Sox, Rangers, Padres. Give me the White Sox. Hyunjin Ryu, another one. A good veteran arm for the back of a rotation. Not a 5. Probably slots in at a 4 for good teams, a 3 for bad teams. Ryu was good last year after he came back with the Blue Jays. Not striking a ton of guys out, but that's not his game. 3.46 ERA over 11 starts. That'll play. Where are we going to go? Boston, Arizona, San Francisco. All makes sense. We've also heard the Mets linked recently. How about Arizona? Sean Manaea next. Solid year last year from Manaea. A good K rate. Off speed was nasty. I got 3. Boston, Baltimore, Minnesota. We already handed Minnesota a pitcher. Let's put somebody to Boston. Again, Orioles, sorry. I don't think that Elias is going to grab Manaea. They could use him for the back of the rotation, but the back of the rotation is kind of set for Baltimore. Give me Boston, though. Boston needs some pitching. Let's go Alex Wood. I like Alex Wood. I think Alex Wood's a solid number 4. We got Yankees, Rangers, and Padres. Yankees are finally here. Yankees, Rangers, Padres. This is a Padres option for me. Again, give me a guy that can fill out that rotation. Isn't going to cost a ton of money. SP5. Let's go Cory Kluber. We got 2 here. These are the veterans that are probably walking away after this year. Cory Kluber, it's pretty much done. Somebody grab him and give him some innings. Oakland, Arizona, Pittsburgh. We already talked about Arizona. This could be a Pittsburgh landing spot for some innings. Could be an Oakland spot for a veteran presence. Give me Oakland. Ace. Giving you somebody. Let's go to Zack Greinke. Zack Greinke, we're going to go final 2 here. Last year, Greinke started 27 games last year. Not walking a ton of guys. I believe it will be either one of the teams that he's familiar with, Kansas City or Arizona. Give me Kansas City for Zack Greinke. Let's move to the relievers. We're going to have 1 reliever, 1 right-handed reliever, 1 left-handed reliever, and a closer, and then we'll be done. Make sure if you haven't yet, make sure to hit that premiere like. All right, let's go Jordan Hicks. Where are we going to go here? Elite fastball. Maybe the best fastball in the game. Was great after being traded to the Toronto Blue Jays. We got Philly, Texas, and New York, our 3 teams. You could line up 10 more teams. Hicks would be a great addition. Give me Philly. I think Texas. I think the money's going to be a problem. If they go and get Jordan Montgomery, then they may be done. Yankees, you could do it, but I'm going to give the edge to the Phillies. Lefty, Matt Moore is the best left-hander available. Look at all that red. You probably didn't expect to see that. A 2.56 ERA. Again, Matt Moore's good. No more Matt Moore hate. It's enough. Boston, Texas, Houston feels like 3 teams. They all need either bullpen or a lefty. I'm going to go Houston here. Houston does not have a reliable lefty. Let's go Matt Moore. And the closer. You know who the closer is, right? It is Josh Hader. I think it's between 3. I can see the Cubs maybe sneaking in here. Let's see how aggressive they want to get. I think the Phillies could as well. And then there are the Dodgers. I know the Rangers are also listed as a favorite, but if the Rangers are getting Jordan Montgomery, there's no room for Josh Hader. They don't have the money for both. Just feels like it's a Dodgers play. Comment below with your predictions. If there's anybody that I didn't get to that you want to start a conversation about, comment down below. We have our 100 comment goal. Remember, play the game. Where did I mess up? How many times did I mess up? If you watched through, you will know you got some entertaining content, I do believe. You got some of my hot takes worked in there. You got a conspiracy take worked in there. You got it all. And if you know where I messed up, you could win a Nolan Ryan Project 20 card. So, Ballcap Nation, we are all done. Thank you for coming in and spending time with the video. Make sure to hit that like on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't yet to be a part of Ballcap Nation, to join in, to get in on this thing. All right, guys, I am out of here. Thank you for coming in and spending your time with the channel. Ballcap Nation, I salute you. As always, if it's low, let it go. And if it's high, let it fly. I'll catch you later.